There is a fifth dimension.
A dimension of sound.
Damn it, Frank! We tell him to be quiet. I spilled my hot cup of Uranus again.
A dimension of sight.
Hey, Arch. I'm gonna sock you in the puss.
A dimension of mind.
Nan Adams, is that you?
Next stop, the Twilight Zone.
All I can say is, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Anyways, guys, how you doing? Welcome to the Fifth Dimension, the Twilight Zone podcast. I'm your lovely host, Nick. Or as shit, I gotta look. I gotta bring my notes up. Shit.
That might be good.
No. Yeah.
I have
I was
four
gonna-
sentences.
I stopped doing notes.
Four
like
sentences.
2
Or
seconds
four.
ago.
I have four points, and two of them are weird possible sexicon phrases.
Yeah, we haven't done a sexicon in a while.
Well,
Quite a while. I
there was
still-
there was a lot of semen talk in this, so
There was. All I know is I'm your corker of a swell podcast host, Nick. I am here to talk Rod Serling's podcast with my two co-hosts.
have we
two
actually
friends.
started?
Yes, we restarted.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Okay.
He didn't do the what's up, everybody.
I
Welcome
did.
to the-
You guys didn't notice when I said welcome.
Welcome to the podcast.
Very
Make sure to
low-key.
smash that like button. Turn on bell for
New
notifications.
New season.
Kiss
I'm trying to
my
make
ass.
New mood. Hey guys.
Yeah, I gotta take my shirt off. You know, I'm gonna be
Welcome to
like
the podcast. Yeah. Get comfortable. Take
Bert
your shirt
Chrysler. Do all the podcasts with the shirt, no shirt. No, I'm trying something
off. You
new
didn't
with
live
this
stream.
fourth season.
You get super chats.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
$50 super chat. We take our shirt off.
go. You guys go ahead. I can't do that because if I take off my shirt, there's
Triv can
literally
just do
nothing
like this
there.
the whole time.
There's literally
her-
nothing
she's-
underneath my shirt. Like nothing exists.
Well, I mean, Triv, you can't talk about yourself like that. I mean, I know you transitioned and all, but
Fuck's sake.
gee whiz, gosh, Triv,
There's a corn.
it's like your brain's in a 30 fathom grave or something. And you're tapping the hall, but nothing's coming out. Gosh, Triv,
That's every day. How is today different?
it has to be if you're doing a podcast with us two yokels,
Oh
Yeah.
god.
two Southerners.
You
So
just put up
anyways-
with me. That's all there is to it.
You sent me nice stuff, so I put up with it.
Oh, so that's why you keep me around because I send you nice things.
Yeah, sure, why not? No,
I mean,
in all
Dan
honesty.
could do that, you know. I mean,
He could, but then I would lose a co-host.
Take 2
and
years
I
to
can't-
get here.
I mean, I gotta have you around for at least a couple more years to get the next package. So
don't talk about
anyways.
my package like that.
Oh, Jacob, we're learning new things about Triv or packages.
Yeah,
Yeah, many
I have a
packages.
nice box.
There you go. So, anyways, guys, we're back to talk another hour-long Twilight Zone episode. And how you guys doing? How's life in the Twilight Zone?
Good. Can I get back to you?
Sure. Actually, I should say, have you jumped off a boat recently with your dog tags and your muster station and all that stuff? Have you jumped into the ocean of the abyss?
They're mustering me.
I've made several dumb head boner moves.
I've made
Is it-
some dumb head boner moves too.
Yes.
Have
Some of
you
them really don't.
are you hearing the noise from up on top of Mount Crumpet?
No, but I got a corker of swell.
Oh God. Okay, so what else do we want to talk about? There was I ate a pizza today. Jacob ate some donut holes. He holed himself, and I have a cat next to me. That's it. Welcome. Goodbye, guys. Talk to you later.
What was the name of this episode?
The 30,000
30.
fathoms grave.
Yeah.
The 30 million fathom 110,000 grave.
You're a weird guy, Ace. But I like ya.
Hey,
30,000
Fathoms grave.
fathom grave. It usually, oh, there it is. The 30
Yeah.
fathom. What? No, it's the 30 fathom, not
Oh,
30,000. Just 30
oops.
fathoms. That's right. It wasn't very deep.
That
Yeah. I mean, they got to send those guys down there multiple times in episodes. So I have a
Cool.
feeling that I'm gonna be the only one that liked this episode. Am I wrong?
Well,
I,
that's not the. How dare you judge this early on how we feel about this thing?
How dare you?
I judge 'cause that's
How
how I
dare
feel.
you?
Trev, I'm
dare
allowed
you?
to judge.
You are not allowed to judge.
Trev's like, Trev has the hanky. He's like, how dare you?
How dare you?
And she face.
You guys are weird. You know that?
You're weird, Ace.
I-
You're a
what did
weird
I
guy,
say?
Ace.
I was making fun of Greta Thunberg.
No. I'm just
How
saying.
dare you?
No, that's what I was trying to do too. But you just
Yeah, caught up. I
y'all
caught it.
y'all are weird. You're weird. Weird.
I caught what
All
you
I
were
know
saying.
is-
I was buying what you were offering.
Yay.
I caught
You
it.
like
I took it.
you like my box too?
Smelled it. Rubbed it around a little bit. Threw it back out.
Hey, all I know is that is none of your damn business. I appreciate you staying out of my personal business.
I don't know. I don't want to know about your clams or your oysters.
My class.
What is
They're
the
dirty and ain't cleaning.
red? What was it?
You like
Oh, it's New
clams or
England
oysters?
clam chowder. Is that the red or the
Right.
white? I don't know. White?
I'd like to ask you a few questions. How did we get into Ace Ventura?
You
What
started
happened?
it.
I didn't
I
start
blame
anything.
you.
I'm talking about the third. I'm talking about, hey,
blame
Triv.
You.
I'm sorry. I'm talking about the 30 Fathom Grave. You start bringing up, ask you a few questions, and I want some of your chewing gum, and don't go into the bathroom. Whoo! Do not go in there. Speaking of, I watched Dumb and Dumber 2, by the way, the
Good
sequel.
Lord.
Dumb and
That movie
Dumberer?
sucks. No. Dumb and Dumber 2.
There's Dumb and Dumber,
Oh yeah, that's right.
and then there's
Dumb and
Yeah.
Dumber is like a prequel, isn't it?
Yeah. It has
I never watched that.
yeah. Has Bob Saget basically talking about shit the whole episode, the whole movie. It's
I mean
dumb.
that's kind of what he did outside of Full House, really.
Talking about shit.
Yeah.
And then he died in a hotel near
Yeah.
where I used to live. It's pretty
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, definitely.
Is this actually going into the episode? 'Cause
Maybe.
it feels
I don't know.
weird. Like to
Hey,
not
Bill
have
Bixby's in this
regular.
episode.
Yeah,
Wasn't
but
he
who is he in this episode?
Was he McClure?
I really don't
The
know.
guy, the diver? Was that him?
Yeah, maybe.
Let's see. It says guest appearances. There's a few of them, but I saw Bill Bixby. I don't remember who he was.
Hang on.
Let's see. Let's look at cast.
He was,
Bill Bixby
he was Odd Smith.
as OOD Smith.
No,
I
no,
wonder if
John
he was
Considine.
one of the.
He's one of the Ood from Doctor Who.
I wonder if he was like the sonar guy or one of them. Because this would have had
It
to have
could've
been
been.
decently early for him.
Yeah, it was before he was the Incredible Hulk and all that.
Yeah. Oh, that was late 70s, wasn't it?
So here we are. We're talking a new episode of Twilight Zone. It is, of course, season 4, episode 2, the 30 Fathom Grave, directed by Perry Lafferty. Once again, written by Rod Serling. Production code 4857. January 10th, 1963 is the original air date. Stars Mike Klein, Simon Oakland, David Sheiner, and Bill Bixby. Okay, so last week apparently we liked an episode of the Twilight Zone that was in the 4th season, and here we are with another episode in the 4th season of an hour long. I like how it says it is episode 104 of American anthology series Twilight Zone. So it's the 4th episode. What? I'm so confused, Trev. Can you help me out here?
Not really. You're on your
It's so-
own.
It's so weird. Wikipedia is so weird.
It's the 109th episode.
Oh wait, I misread that. I thought it was like the 4th episode.
No,
I
it's
don't
like-
know.
How are we not understanding this?
Yeah, I was kind of confused too. It's like 104. That's just the 104th
104.
episode. Yeah.
I was thinking it was like episode. I don't know what I just thought. I don't know if I thought it was like the 4th episode of season 4. I don't know what's going on, guys. We're on the 104th episode. We've been talking about Twilight Zone for literally days now. We're all the way 100 hours into the series. So I mean, what can I say?
We're not 100
Help me.
hours. We're like the first 100 and odd. First 102 episodes
50
were like half hours. So we got
Yeah, we're-
51 hours, and then we've got 2-hour episodes. So they got 53 hours.
So yeah, we're like 100,000 episodes, 100,000 hours into the series.
Fuck's sake.
No, anyways, so after last week's episode, you guys really enjoyed it. I probably wasn't as high on it. This week's episode,
it
I
got
was
high.
more.
Because I got high. Because I got high. Da, 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 da.
This week's episode, I said before you guys actually watched it and before we recorded this week that I was more high on this episode. What did you guys think of this episode? I enjoyed it. I do think it's the same story over and over and over, like last week's episode. But I found this one more enjoyable because you don't need to guess what the twist is. It's kind of presented to you in a way. It's just how the ending approaches that makes the episode quite interesting to me. which I thought was fun. Like I said, it's a very predictable episode. You kind of see where it's going, but what did you guys think?
Well, this actually
No,
started out as a half an hour episode, and it had to
Did
be fleshed out to an hour according to the trivia. Which
Oh, interesting.
IMDb, take that how you will. It was already done up for season 3, and then for season 4, but then they're like, "Hey, we need you to make these an hour," and they're like,
Mhm.
"Hey."
I could see that. I was thinking that. I was like, this could have been done in half an hour. I don't mind that they did it in an hour. I think they added good stuff to it, but you could definitely have done this basic story, which we said that last week too.
Yeah.
But I do think that they could have done this basic story in a half hour. It's whether that extra 20 minutes that they added was impactful or not.
Yeah. It actually got a lot of negative feedback based on the pace and unnecessary dialogue.
Really?
Apparently. According to IMDb, which you got to take with a grain of salt, I guess. But did you know that the music was stock and had cues
Mhm.
from the Invaders?
Most of the cues were for the Invaders. I was going to ask Nick what he thought of the music.
Um, I thought it was delightful. I
Of
thought it was
course you
great.
did. It's from the best episode of the Twilight Zone.
Absolutely.
It says one person ever. No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, like in all honesty, do you think this episode would have worked better as a 30-minute episode, or do you think it is fine as it is? Like, tell me your honest thoughts of like the episode. Like I said, I enjoy it. It's not like my top 50 episode, but I like the fact that it has characters that seem interesting and well written, which is sometimes isn't a thing in the Twilight Zone. I guess I don't know. What do you guys think? Because you can definitely tell the PTSD that's being presented.
Oh yeah.
That I'm sure
It's
Rod
a
Serling
personal story, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I thought the extra time with the characters, well, just the time with the characters, because I can't say it's extra. I haven't seen the original 30-minute version, but excuse me. I thought that the time of the characters was well spent. I thought it was, I never felt like, oh, okay, come on, move this along. It had a mystery that it was unfolding, while at the same time, you had this other mystery that seemingly are two different things this guy's breakdown or whatever he's got going on at that time, and this whole submarine, and then by the end they start to come together. I thought it was well done. I mean, I don't think that obviously you could have done this in a 30-minute episode, but I feel like, or a 20-minute episode, but I think in a 40-minute episode, or 45, 50 minutes, whatever it is, I feel like it's kind of like last week. It's a bit more impactful because you get to know the characters more.
I got nothing bad to say about it, really. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm kind of with you, Jake, and I guess you too, Nick. There are bits that could have been trimmed, but it's nothing detrimental. It's not like you're sitting there and it wasn't like a 5-minute story in a 25-minute format. It was at the very most 47-minute story in a 52-minute format. It was a lot closer in to all that stuff, and it worked. I think they're able to go to more locations. They're able to they utilize everything that they have a little bit more. It was cool to see them do stuff underwater. It was neat to
the
see
budget was definitely there.
Oh,
see that this week.
definitely.
Yeah, it felt like they were using like kind of I don't know, had 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea come out yet?
I think that was early. Maybe I'm not sure.
It was early.
I mean,
60s.
there was. I mean, there was B movies in the 50s that used a lot of this, underwater type stuff like this. I was surprised though. Oh, good.
No, I was gonna say the way it's shot, it felt like very 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, where it almost feels like they're using fog instead of water, or they're using like a miniature. It's really interesting, like how they shoot in the 60s, like underwater footage.
Well, everything's real tight because right out of frame is probably like
they might have been in a pool
swimming
too.
pool or something.
Yeah, yeah. 20,000 Leagues came out in 54. So yeah, this was about 9 years before that. And just as a general point of note, not specifically to this, but I didn't realize that they used like the hardcore diver suits like that in the 60s. That seems like more of a 40s thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you watch like there's that Cuba Gooding Jr. movie about him, a diver movie or whatever. Yeah, they use that. Those suits were like, was it?
Yeah, that was like in the 40s during World War II, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, no, but like those diving suits were like, I don't think they became more modernized till like later on in maybe the 80s, 70s, 80s.
Possible.
Yeah.
I guess
I
always
individual tanks and stuff in the 70s.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I always I always thought about those as more of like a 20s thing at the very latest. So
Oh no, they were definitely. I didn't realize. I mean, I had never really thought about it. I thought that too. I was like, oh, well, yeah, I guess they would be wearing those because I knew it was around the '70s is when those became more like actual tanks of compressed air. That's when it
Yeah.
became
Actual scuba.
normalized. Yeah, scuba stuff gear. So makes sense. But yeah, I always think of like older times, but they definitely did it in World War II
Okay.
during
That
that
makes
period.
sense.
They had those big
All I
hoodies.
know is like, can you imagine if like the hose got like knocked off or something like that when you're down there?
Oof.
How
Same thing if your scuba tank got knocked off.
Yeah.
You're fucked either way.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's a little
But,
different because with scuba gear you don't have like
but don't they have like a breathing
yeah,
tube? They
you
had
just
like
have
a external oxygen thing.
you just pull that out of your mouth. You've got a mask on that it's like it's in the helmet and it's on you. Pull it.
Yeah,
I'm drowning inside the suit.
Oof.
yeah.
Even if they pull
there's
you
a
out.
I'll say there's a Simpsons joke where Grandpa Simpson goes down in like or he sends Bart down in a diver suit that's from like the 40s. And he's like, you got to pull 120 times. And if you pull 121, you're fine. But if you pull 122, you're dead. And he pulls 121. He's like, or no, he pulls 122. He's like, no, my son is dead. My grandson's dead. Yeah, it's funny. But I don't know. I mean, the episode is pretty. I mean, there's not a lot to this episode. For an hour long episode, there's really not a lot to this episode. They come across some knocking noise in a submarine, and they are questioning whether somebody's alive down in a 40s World War II submarine that's sunk. And yeah,
Well, and
that's
it's kind of I imagine, and this is more again kind of a general statement, but I imagine like you always hear about the airline pilots and stuff that see UFOs when they're flying by whatever, but they're kind of silenced. I would imagine that if you're out on the open seas or wherever you are, there's going to be stories like that. Like
well, I
even,
mean, look what happens
those
to McClure. Like what he says to McClure
oh
about
yeah.
when
Tell
they
your
go actually onto
grandkids.
the ship. Yeah, yeah. Tell your grandkids fairy tales or whatever. But before we do that, I have to do this, Jacob. We have to do the opening narration because I just can't forget it this time. I
We didn't
can't.
forget it
I
last
can't.
week. What are you talking about?
He had to do it at the end.
You did?
Yeah. See, Nick
I haven't
likes
watched that one yet.
big ends, and he cannot lie.
yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
word. Okay. Well, yeah, let's do the opening narration.
Juicy and round.
Okay, let me read this. I like big butts, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny.
He's
When a
doing
girl
William
walks
Shatner
in
style.
with an itty bitty waist and that round thing in your face, you get sprung like an okay.
I want to see Rod Serling. Like, I want to like. I'm not a fan of AI, but I would love to hear like a Rod Serling AI do that.
It'd be like a Richard Cheese kind of thing.
Oh God, there you go.
Anyway, here we
I
go.
think he actually has done that. Now that I think about it.
Rod Serling? He
No,
sang Baby Got
Richard
Back?
Cheese. No,
Oh.
yes.
Yeah, he's done Baby Got Back. Baby got back. Yeah, he does the whole thing. Ooh, incident 100 miles off the coast of time, the present. The United States naval destroyer on what has been a most uneventful cruise. In a moment, they're going to send a man down 30 fathoms and check on a noisemaker. Someone or something tapping on metal. You may or may not read the results in a naval report because Captain Beecham and his crew have just set a course that will lead his ship and everyone on it into the Twilight Zone.
Ooh.
First started the right, straight on to morning.
I thought this episode did one of the things I liked the most about last week's episode. It brought us back to that first season. And maybe it's an hour-long thing. It gives you more time to sit there and process and think about what's going on, what's happening, what's going on here, and all the different things it could be. Because about halfway through, I thought I had it. I was like, oh, yep, he's like, I can't remember what I thought I had. I thought like he was down there all along or something like that. There's going to be some kind of twist thing, and they're going to be like, where'd he go? And they find his
Oh,
body
like
or
he's
something.
like going crazy type of thing, like imagining that he's
Or
seeing like
something
some
like
of
that.
the-
I don't know. I thought it was gonna be something like that, but hey, it wasn't. They got my ass again. They made, and I mean, I went through a bunch of different things of what specifically could be going on, and it wasn't what it ended up actually being.
Yeah.
I mean, the connection once they said the dialogue or one of the guys says, "Oh yeah, he was the only survivor on a ship that went down." I was like, "That's his ship." That's when I started really the gears were turning. I was like, "Yeah, he either actually died on that ship or he's still on that ship or something like that. I don't know."
His guilt takes him back to the ship.
Yeah, but it wasn't. That's not what it was. So I thought that was
Well,
kind of neat how they
so
ended it.
he's chief of this naval ship, right? And I don't know much about naval history and about who controls what, but is the chief like in charge of like the navigation, or is he in charge
No,
like
I think he's kind of in charge of like
Maintenance.
not like a mate, yeah, well, kind of maintenance. Like he's kind of like landlord. He kind of makes sure that everything is where it needs to be and kind of oversees all the operations.
That
So I
everybody's
suppose
doing what they're supposed
operations
to do.
manager. Yeah.
Well, okay, because I was trying to think about like what would make them go to this specific location, because I mean if you think about it, they're on the fucking ocean. There's the chances of him going back to the location that of 20 years later of the exact location makes me like, is this like Bermuda Triangle situation,
It's a
or is he
Twilight
like,
Zone.
thank you, Trev. Um, but like, no, in all honesty, like to think about it, like, what did he like just kind of like was pulled to that like position, or did they just kind of, hey, here's a location that it just randomly popped up, and I don't know. That's the kind of one thing that
And
they don't really specify.
they
They're
you know
pretty
that
shallow water too.
yeah, well, and they just kind of talk about the fact that like the only reason they stop is because they hear the clanging, otherwise they would have kept going. I would
Well,
imagine it's probably just a patrol thing where they're kind of going back and forth.
they're on a destroyer, like a battleship, a big huge ship, and 30 fathom. A fathom I just looked up is 6 feet,
30 fathoms, 180 feet.
180 feet. That doesn't sound like a lot for a big huge ship like that. Like a lot of that ship is underwater. You know? I'm like wondering how many feet of a destroyer and big huge ships like that
What
are
was it a
underwater.
destroyer though? I didn't think it was an actual like I don't think it was a destroyer.
Yeah,
It
it is a
was
United States naval destroyer on what has
oh
been a most uneventful cruise.
oh okay. I
Those
don't
Yeah,
things
I
are like,
mean,
I don't know how much of them is underwater, but I feel like 180
I
feet
mean,
is a
to
lot.
be
I feel
fair,
like that thing's
like
dragging the bottom.
a ship that like buoyancy and stuff like that, it's not really for that far underwater because of how it floats on the surface. So, we also, I think 138 feet is like a lot deeper than you think it is, or at least it should be a lot deeper than you think it is, I guess. I don't know.
I'm
It's
not saying 180 feet's like pool depth, but I mean, it doesn't seem very, very deep for these big, huge ships. Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, have you not seen what's that oh god damn it. What's that Kelsey Grammer movie? One where he's a ship captain. Deep, someone help me here. It's the one with where they're trying to like take down the ship, and they have like the 1940s sub down
oh
periscope.
U571?
No, down
No,
periscope.
Kelsey Grammer wasn't in
Oh,
that.
Yeah,
isn't
no,
Down
anyway,
Periscope a comedy?
yeah, but I'm just saying like 1940s U-boats and subs were like a lot smaller than the current like, naval fleet subs, like the
Yeah, that's
Los
true.
Angeles classes and stuff, Ohio classes. So I mean, it probably wasn't that big. Like the sub wasn't probably that big.
Well, I guess because according to this is talking about cruise ships, but I mean, it says like cruise ships were anywhere from 20 to 31 feet underwater.
Hmm.
So I guess it's not that much really. They're at 100.
Hmm.
That's still 130 feet,
160, yeah.
100 or however many, 160 to 140 feet below them. So yeah, they got
Yeah.
room.
You like to below them?
Blow the destroyer.
Yes.
Um,
Anyway, yeah, I liked that about this one. How it made me it kept me guessing. Um, I can't help but I like the. I'm not going to talk about the ending yet, but I'm going to say I liked it. But there was like one, I liked it, and there was something I wish was different. But overall, I enjoyed it. I'm still waiting on these terrible fourth season episodes you've been telling me about.
I mean, we still have time. We have
We have 16 episodes
one,
left.
two,
Yeah.
18, 19, 20, 22. Oh wait, that's the new series. No, but yeah, so like I said, 30 Fathom Grave is it really isn't much to it because it's literally a the Chief Bell starts losing he starts losing his shit basically. He has to be taken down to the medical ward because he just like he's hearing the noises that's causing him to like lose his sanity. And once again, this episode deals with very much similar to like probably what Rod Serling had to go through because he was a naval seaman, wasn't he? A navalman.
I don't remember
I just know he's
offhandedly.
in the military. He was in the
Yeah.
Pacific, I know that, which is where this takes place.
I thought he was land based, but
Oh, he's in the army.
I mean, he was in the
Yeah.
Pacific.
no, yeah, he was
I don't know if he was in
island
the-
based though. He wasn't.
That's what I thought. I
Yeah,
could be wrong. Yeah, I know he's in.
yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah, he's. It's an interesting transition because at first, he's slightly off, and he's like, "No, no, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I can handle it." And then slowly, like the water starts to take away his sandcastle, and he just starts to see things, and he's all like, "Ah."
well, but like the question I have is like you sit here and watch the episode and you can imagine that he either had friends or he knew people that had this issue because a lot of times when it comes to like a destruction of like military equipment or friends dying or something that you feel like you survived, you can have that survivor's guilt, which is basically what's happened to him because somehow he's made it 20 years, but in the back of his mind he's always thought about that situation where basically the sub sank and he feels like it's his fault. And it's an interesting way to put a twist on it in the Twilight Zone because if you think about it, one, there'd be no way that he would have come back to this point, like to this area, like unless he did it himself. The military would have records of like where he sank and all that good stuff. But I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about because they hear the banging noise, they hear the metal banging against the hull, and they send a diverman down there, and he goes to take a look, and he hears it in the main hall of the ship, and I don't know. I don't know what you guys think about that.
The banging got like because it was continual for a good chunk of
Mm.
things as they were like listening to other stuff. I can't imagine being in that state where you feel like that and you have to constantly hear the banging. Like that would drive me to next level stuff.
I thought the banging was getting lesser and lesser because he was losing his mind. Like he was giving out, he was dying down there, so he was losing his mind up here, kind of situation. That's what I
I
thought
could
was
see
happening.
that. I could see
No,
that.
that's not it. I
No,
liked
he
how this episode gave a very most likely everything that was happening here because you keep thinking, what's the paranormal reason or the cosmic reason or whatever the Twilight Zone thing, and it really there's one thing in the end that they say that is kind of like not definitive. It's just kind of like, hey, this all makes sense now, but this thing, this was there, but beyond that, it all comes around to where it's like, okay, this makes sense. It was just this guy who's having a freaking breakdown, and we just happened to cross, and that's probably why. Maybe he realized where they were, and that's what drugs up the memories, and everything that happened from then on out, even though some of it seemed supernatural in some way, actually had a reasonable reason as why it was happening.
Yeah. And it goes to show that I mean you
Or
can reinforce to someone that you're okay, it's fine. But unless they believe it themselves, you can't convince them.
Yeah.
And this kind of took that turn. So
Well, yeah, because you see it like in how Beecham, is trying to help him, and you see how the medical doctor is trying to help him, and like you guys said, you can do everything in your power, but it has to be the person itself to come to that conclusion. But it adds in a lot of interesting Twilight Zone intrigue because first of all, they can't get in, they don't have access to the ship until the rescue crew gets there, and so they have no idea where they can bang on the hall as much as they want. They go down there like 18 times during the episode to bang on the hall, and they get like the ship number, and that's how they find out where the ship came from. And they can do all they want, but until they can't do anything with him until either get him to port quickly, or it's interesting that they like if they had thought about it, maybe they wouldn't have like left him there. They would have got him off like in one of the helicopters or something. I don't know.
well, and at that point, like you have this mystery that's going on, and you got a guy that's freaking out. I mean, not that the guy isn't important, but in the grand scheme of stuff, if you don't connect the fact, like you said, like you don't connect him to this environment, how in the hell are you going to know? And if he's not willing to say what's bugging him, because how many people probably lose a few of their marbles if you're at sea too long? I mean, they talk about it all the time that, people go a little stir crazy. So they could have been seen as that as much as anything.
Shiv, do you want to go nuts? Let's get nuts.
I like how all
Everybody goes a
the
little crazy.
his superiors and all the other people, they were supportive of him. You expect in like these shows, especially in this time period, of everybody just kind of be a hard ass and you're crazy. Get out of here, man. Get yourself together. You're mad. Or something like that, or talk shit. But no, like the guy like calls him in there and he's like, I may be hard on you guys, but I actually do care about you guys and what's going on with you. You need to get some help, I was like, you don't see that these shows or movies of that era, especially. It's usually just people being hard asses.
Right.
Yeah.
And even the doctor was like, no, man, you're seeing what you want to see because that's what you think you're going to see. It's okay. We're going to work through this together. They just weren't like, he's a madman. They were like, no, this is one of our brothers. We're going to help him.
I think too that the fact, and not to say that Rod Serling wouldn't take a more quote realistic look at a lot of other stuff, but as Nick said, this feels like it's a story that's coming from like Serling's experiences. He's maybe whether he's writing through his trauma or however you want to state it, or just writing, what he saw when he was out, and doing the thing.
Whoa.
All of his military basements were like that, if you notice.
Oh no, absolutely. But I think if he didn't pay proper respect and tried to write things as real as possible in a semi-real or semi-fake environment or semi-fantastical environment, he wouldn't have done it justice in his own mind.
I think what's interesting about this episode is how toned down from a Twilight Zone episode it is, because you sit there and watch it and it's literally just like guys on a boat listening to a sound. One guy's starting to lose his shit. They go down to try and figure out what it is. And that's kind of the episode. Like there is a couple moments of flourishness when it comes to like the apparitions that, we see, and the dog tags and like the stuff on the ground of the hull of the ship that ends up being from like the ocean floor, which brings in the proponent of like the ghosts and stuff like that, the apparitions and stuff like that. But for the most part, there's not a lot of frills to this episode. It's just, kind of a character study about, what it's like for war and the proprietaries of like how war affects you. And
I think
it kind of sucks.
If this has been a 24-minute episode, I think all that would have been left on the wayside. Because most interesting about this episode was the character side of it and how it was affecting this guy, and also the buildup of tension of what is inside that thing. Is it this guy? Is it something else? What's really going on inside the submarine that's been down there for 20 years, and now there's a knocking sound that seemingly is answering them when they knock on it. What's going on in there? And I feel like in 24 minutes, they wouldn't have had ample enough time to ramp that up to make it as intriguing. I think you could have been intrigued just by the basic premise and idea, but this did a really good job of this noise just going on, and they just couldn't. It's like right there, but they can't get to it. And in 24 minutes, I feel like they would have gone down there. They would have been like, "What's that noise? Go down there." He would have gone down there one time, checked it, and then had some dialogue, and then gone down there and gone inside. All the stuff in between from when they went inside to first time he went down there, I don't think would have happened, or it would have been condensed for sure. And I think having it an hour long allowed them to focus more time on the characters like last week, and also build that tension of what's going on. And I think that was a better way. I think that if it was a 24-minute episode, just like I said last week, it would have been less about the characters and building that tension and tone. Then it would have been more about, which is what I liked, and more about just the novel. Oh, there's a sound. It's 20 years. How could somebody be down there for 20 years? And then what happens in the end? It just would have been more about the less about the characters, more about the story,
right?
Or the twist.
Well, let me ask you this question then. Do you think that they go down to the bottom too many times? Like it feels like they kind of rinse and repeat a little bit too much in this episode. Like I almost feel like that, the minute Belle jumps off the boat and they go into the ship itself, the sub, could all happen at once, or like, or something of that nature. Like he's given his information as the guy goes in there to see the, because they'll sometimes do reveals where oh, blah blah blah, did this, as they're revealing like the whole reason for the incident type of thing. I don't know. It was, I felt like they kept sending that diver down like 18 times in the episode, and it kind of got like, yeah, maybe you should cut this down a little bit.
I didn't
Yeah, I
expect them to
think
send him down as many times as they did, but had they not, that was kind of like the thing is like they get more information and be like, okay, go back down there because they hadn't like nowadays we got sonar and all these other more sophisticated ways, or our divers can go down easier. But that's all they had, and they were trying to say because they're under the impression there's a human being in there and they don't have long to live. We got to get to them. We got to figure out what's going on. So I mean, I got why when they kept sending him down there, it made it seem as if they genuinely wanted to help whoever was there instead of just waiting. Well, let's see if rescue can get here because they were even saying it's going to take them a while to get there
yeah.
with the airlock.
I don't know. I felt like because I think he went down 4 times. I think you could have
3
cut
times.
the 3 times. No, they
Oh
went down
well,
4
4 times. Yeah, the final time when after the rescue party got there. Yeah, I guess
Right.
that time too though before.
I think you could have done it in 3. Like the first time, the second time when they find the dog tags and identify the ship. No, because I'm trying to think. The first time they saw the ship was down there. Second time they were able to catch what the name of it was, and they got return knocking. Third time they found the dog tags, and fourth time they actually got up inside. I mean, you could have, in theory, done that 3 times, but I don't think you would have wanted to go less than that.
I definitely don't want to wait till the 4th time to get up inside. That's for sure.
Sometimes it takes.
Sometimes you gotta, let babies burp and flowers bloom, and sometimes you gotta make
gosh.
donut holes for the 2.
Second time,
And
maybe first time, but I mean 4th time. I mean, I don't know if there's gonna be.
Jacob, you gotta wine and dine first before you go inside, man. Come on. Yeah.
Well, that's what the early part of the evening is for. It's 12:30 now. It's time to get up inside.
Oh my god. No,
Had drinks.
Jesus. I know this sounds stupid, but when they go into the ship and the diver guy is like, he's horrified by what he sees. All I kept flashing back to was Ravenous when they discovered that Robert Carlyle was a cannibal, and like the horrifying nature of that. I don't know why I was doing that. I don't know why that came up when I was watching that episode, but it felt like, that like Bell is like a mass murderer or something like that. He was going to murder everybody on the ship, and, it was going to be like some chaotic thing, but no, he just jumps off the boat, takes his dog tags.
Well, he'd already jumped off the boat at that point.
Yeah.
It reminded me of.
Oh, man, he's going to turn into what is it? A fish. He's going to be a gay fish. He's going to murder people.
Like the frog's gay. No,
He's gonna jump in the ship or in the sub and just start murdering everyone.
it reminded me of
Bring it
that
up.
fantastic scene in Ben-Hur when they open up the door to the levers. It was that same thing where instead of showing the horror of what they're seeing, you show the person and you get the horror from their face. Wasn't as good as it was in Ben-Hur, but I mean, I got the point.
So yeah, so 30 Fathom Grave, which is a tongue twister of a title. It basically is revealed that not only was this poor guy Bell's character on the submarine 714, but when they find the dog tags, he relates a story about how they were trying to evade the Japanese and how they did it with infrared filters at night to keep them from being spotted. And he dropped the filter, or he dropped the light, and it caused the Japanese destroyers to basically sink and destroy this sub. And similar to like, what's his face from Jaws, he somehow survived, being the only one that survived. And it's really horrifying when he talks about it, because like that scene in Jaws, it's really visceral and very detailed. And then he talks about how he can hear them screaming, and he actually like screams in the episode. I'm like, holy shit. He's screaming, and he's hearing all the noises, and I don't know. What do you guys think about like like I said, you knew he at some point you can kind of figure out that he's part of this ship, but this reveals that he literally is fucking damaged beyond repair, and how he's been able to survive for 20 years dealing with this. It's interesting because he sees like his old crewmen in the apparition form. They're waving at him to come towards him, and he feels like he is ordered to go, and then he comes to the muster station and
mustard.
Yeah, and then he comes out, cover me in mustard and ketchup and slather me all over yourself. And
I think that's a proposition there, Jake.
Yeah, exactly.
Sweet relish.
But
We could do
mustard
go all Leonard Part 6.
Oh,
Relish. I don't even know that word.
But
Don't give me shit.
the muster station is basically your attack station, like if you're being attacked by people and stuff like that. But anyways, so what do you guys think about all this like reveal and like the seeing the apparitions and like the reveal of what exactly happened, and before he decides to go full head dive into the ocean to go back to his people.
Well, at one point, and I know that to this point it was more kind of like quote in his head, but at one point, like the doctor opens up the door and there's like seaweed on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was
And then
mentioning
there's
earlier.
really
Like, that's pretty cool.
that they really badly ADR'd seaweed. Like totally post credit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. what
That
you're
was
talking
the
about.
only
It's-
thing. The whole thing, what I did like about it was at the end, okay, they give reasonable explanations for everything. It all makes sense. And that was kind of like the twist. The twist was there was no twist. The twist was what they were saying all along was more or less what was happening. I mean, even one guy even says it could be something loose down there just banging on the hull. And
Well, there is a twist, but it's like oh,
it is, but
interesting.
it's like there is more
It-
to it. But I'm saying like they basically
Yeah.
say, yeah, it's just he was on that ship, getting in the proximity or whatever. Something brought the memories up, probably being in the area, and he lost his shit, and he felt survivor's guilt or whatever. Jumps overboard, dead, and he found them, and they've been they all died down there. But then there's two things. It's one of them. The guy's like, well. One of them did have a hammer in his hand,
Dumb,
Well, but
dumb.
that's
And
that's the kind of twist. It's like, even though there's not really a twist with like Bell himself, there's they talk about how the periscope was sheared in half, and there was
yeah,
some kind of something on a rope that could possibly be the one banging. Is like, well, no, but we did find someone with a hammer. Like that's the Twilight Zone moment right there, where it's like, oh,
it is, but they
shit.
don't commit. No, and I'm fine. I'm okay with the way they did it. It's very ambiguous. They leave it there like, yeah, he had a hammer, and there was the seaweed earlier in the episode. That the seaweed's on the ground. Like, how did this get here? If it didn't fall off a ghost, so it's kind of like they leave it just open enough. They don't fully close the door on like it being paranormal or whatever. They leave it ever so slightly cracked just in case. So you get your brain thing is, was it all supernatural? Was it not? Did it just happen? Just because this dead guy's holding a hammer doesn't mean he was banging on the hull at that point. And the seaweed, I mean, they are at sea. Who knows where that came from? They don't really explore it any further. It's just like, seaweed. This looks like blood. Is it Chris's blood? I mean, they don't really. That's as far as the guy goes. He sees it on the floor, so it could have been from anything. But I feel like they left it open just enough to be like, nee, 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 nee.
As you would expect.
What do you guys think? Do you think it was supernatural or just, shit happened?
I think they pissed off CBS because they didn't want to put tea in this episode. They were drinking coffee. They were drinking coffee.
I mean, from the perspective of to have that visceral of a reaction to a thing and to jump overboard, and the fact that they couldn't find him, I kind of, and even though he didn't show up on the ship, I kind of take that as it being like, them reclaiming their last person.
It's not uncommon for someone to fall overboard on these huge ships like that and not be able to be found.
Oh no,
Hell,
I
that
know.
happens now. Look at that guy was last year on that cruise ship who jumped over, and you go up under these ships and you're just gone.
Oh yeah.
God knows where you
Your
end up.
chum.
And yeah,
Yeah.
if you don't get propellered to death and drowned, I mean, it's a big body of water. You get pushed down, something grabs you, something doesn't. You just, who knows where you go? Because you don't, even though everybody thinks that bodies float, they don't float right away. That's after some gases build up in there. That's when they float.
We
So-
all
That is true.
float.
Yeah,
Well,
you
that's
could-
not, down here we do that. That's not elsewhere.
by the time the body starts floating, it's gone in one direction, the ship's gone in the other direction. Even though I assume they're anchored. I would assume.
What? No, like when if somebody jumps off a ship, especially a cruise ship, those ships are going so fast that there's no way they can turn around.
Yeah,
They have to. They're
gone.
basically like trains almost. They can't just stop on a dime and turn around.
No.
It's impossible.
You fall
So
off
by
on
the
a
time
cruise
you go
ship, you're
back,
done. You're gone,
Yeah.
and they probably
Yeah.
will not find you. Because by the time they turn around and come back, I mean, it's kind of hard to pinpoint something in the middle of the ocean like that. So it's like, who knows where they're at now? I imagine the same here, except they weren't moving. I will say that. I'm pretty sure they were.
Weren't no,
anchored.
they were moving. The you could see the
Okay.
motors working out the back.
Maybe they were just circling this area then, which is odd, but whatever.
Well, I think they were supposed to until the
I thought they had just stopped,
salvage was there. Yeah, that is kind of weird. I'm not sure.
but
I
you
mean,
know,
I think the ship's always move like it's always moving with the buoyancy of the ocean. I'm sure it's anchored.
well, sure, yeah, they're gonna
Um,
move some, but I would think that
yeah.
they're essentially stopped and anchored, and someone jumps off. It's probably a little easier to find them then. They're not. First of all, they're
Yeah.
not going to get sucked up underneath it if it's not moving. Second, hey, in this area,
I
but who
mean,
knows?
maybe just hit under the ship.
Pacific is warm
There you go.
water, so there are more predators
Mm,
That
closer
is
to the
also true.
surface in the Pacific.
maybe he went and made love to a fish because he's a gay fish.
You're a weird guy, Ace.
Maybe I mean, have you never seen Incredible Mr. Limpet?
have.
Limpet turns into a fish and makes love to another fish, and they have fishy kids. And
You're a
Fishy
fishy
kids.
kid.
I gotta go back and watch Incredible Mr. Limpet. That movie's so weird.
It's the 70s. That's what they did back then.
No,
or
that movie's the
60s.
40s.
No, what 40s? Really?
I think so. Or was it 40s or 50s? 1964, sorry.
Haha.
You said 70s. So
Well, it's closer
haha.
than you were with the 40s.
I didn't
Well,
say
I
anything,
mean-
so I
See,
win.
there you go. Jake is more right than the both of us.
He only has a 40% Rotten Tomatoes. It's crazy. I
That's
know,
not surprising. That's Rotten Tomatoes, but
anyways, but I mean, yeah, I mean, like that's basically what happens is the guy had a breakdown and break down, take down, something into the time of night. Take down, break down, you're working. So that's the end of the that's the end of the episode. And they basically say good luck, sayonara, see you next Tuesday.
so long,
Maybe.
farewell,
Thanks for all the
Elviter saying
fish.
adieu.
Exactly. They say
I don't think it was supernatural.
I mean, I mean, they did see like the apparition people, and then the guy,
Yeah,
the
but he's the only
crazy
one
guy
that
did.
saw it. Yeah, no one else did.
but no, but they found seaweed and stuff on the ground. Like it's for
You're
I
on
think
the
that would be a little
ocean.
weird.
That could have been like the chef. The sous chef went to get the chef some seaweed for sushi or something. We don't know. He
Oh
dropped
yeah,
it.
in the 40s on a naval
Oh.
ship.
Duh.
I like it. He's like,
They're in the
hey,
Pacific.
when you come back up here, have a steak broiled for me on me or something like that. Have
Oh
broiled steak.
God. Ugh.
Yeah.
I also did enjoy the
Boiled
amount of
steak.
pit stains in this episode.
Oh yeah, I mean, thank you for reminding. I'm like, dude, man, that captain, man, he sweats like a fucking racehorse or some shit. Like a that was crazy how much sweat he had in his pit.
Was
That
he a
was
corker
realism.
of a swell?
Yeah, he sure
That
was.
realism.
Yeah. All those
Authentic.
stage
That's why you
lights.
don't wear you don't wear tan in the Navy. You wear navy in the Navy.
In the Navy.
You can wear navy in the
You can
Navy.
You can
wear
sail the
Navy.
seven
Sure.
seas in the Navy. You can put your
wear
money.
And well, this is a
in
musical
the
episode tonight.
Navy.
Holy shit.
In the Navy, you can wear khaki pants. Unless your name is Jake, and you can never do that again because motherfuckers always got jokes.
Oh, I like how they only look for him for 10 hours. They're like, yeah, we're done. We only looked for 10 hours is enough time. Fuck it.
How
We
long
got
do you
better
expect
things to
them to
do.
look for this guy?
I don't
10
know.
hours
Like
of
at
being
least
in the
a
water,
day.
he's dead.
I mean,
Barely see. He was a Navy man. He
By
was a
that
seaman.
point, he had been pooped out as chum, or he had become chum and been pooped out.
Yeah, he was gone.
I mean, clearly they've never seen Castaway, where you don't give up on your person. You wait 4 years. He'll show up eventually, and on a raft made from a
Porta potty?
toilets,
FedEx
porta potty,
boxes
and
of tampons.
yeah, and a basket or a volleyball just floating.
Well done.
That's the most depressing ending to any movie when he realizes he has no friends and he has a woman who no longer loves him because she's married to someone else.
You mean the ending that was in the trailer that I knew was the ending when I watched the trailer?
There you go.
What they was
That
gonna be
ending
alone
shot
forever.
is in the fucking trailer. And when I remember
Well,
seeing
yeah.
the trailer, I was like, I feel like that's the end of the movie. And it was.
You're ruined for life. You never want to watch a
Ruined, I
movie
tell
again.
you,
And Robert
ruined.
Zemeckis, you son of a bitch.
Robert Zemeckis
Whoever-
he's made the most that's like the most depressing movie I've ever watched.
Or whoever
It really
the
is.
trailer.
More
Yeah,
so
the
than
trailer's most
Schindler's
depressing
List.
trailer. Well, no, at least Schindler's List is a movie that makes sense and is
Schindler's
understandable.
List.
Actually, no. One of the most depressing, fucked up movies I've seen recently is Zone of Interest, but that's a whole different story.
The most depressing and rousing ending. You're so conflicted at the end of that. You're like,
Which
I
one?
don't know if I want to cry or like,
Oh, I cried, man.
I don't know if I'm
it was so
sad.
heartwarming. It was
There's so much sadness and happiness at the same time.
Which
It's like
one?
Schindler's List. The end
Oh,
of that
yeah,
movie
the
is
ending.
like
Yeah.
an emotional roller coaster.
All right. Why did we go into depressing films?
Because you
Damn
started it.
Damn you, Wilson, and your Chuck Nolans, and
How did we get from Wilson to freaking Nazis?
We're talking
I
about
don't know.
depression,
Yeah, true.
depressing films.
Shit post. When it's time for your presentation, but you're
Magnolias.
already absolutely bricked. Oh, there's a Lego butt plug.
Not
good time.
surprised.
Can you add stuff to it? Like, top it off?
Actually,
Can you imagine
Madam-
stepping on a Lego with your ass?
Sitting on a
I-
Lego?
Yes, that's it. Well, you've never butt walked across the floor. Aha!
Like dogs?
Hey guys, I want to
Cultured.
tell you a story about the most depressing thing I've seen today. Madam
My face?
Web tickets went on sale.
I think it looks okay.
Triv, you're
Do
off
you
the
now?
podcast.
Do you
Fine.
know? Look, I'm the optimist when it comes to new movies because I'm like, well, I don't know about that one. It don't look great, but
See,
I'll reserve judgment till I see it.
Jacob, Triv's parents didn't die in the Amazon researching spiders.
Dude, I got chased by a
Mortal-
turkey when I was a kid.
I got chased by a raccoon at a hotel.
I got chased by have you ever seen what turkeys do? They're terrifying.
Have you seen what raccoons
Big.
do? They're fucking terrifying too.
Raccoons are
Oh god, a
crazy.
miniature cat. Oh my god.
Those
No,
Those
they're
are
actually
fucking
bears. They're miniature
Giant
bears.
bird with talons that can like run faster than I can.
Turkeys are
You obviously
big as
haven't been chased
fuck.
by a raccoon before.
Turkeys
I
are real
haven't.
big, I'm telling you.
They're scary. They suck and they give you the look and you're like, I didn't do anything. Leave me the hell alone.
Well, what do you?
Triv's life is like a South Park episode.
Yeah, no doubt.
It gobbles.
Anyway,
No, anyways, so that is the 30 Fathom Grave. That is the end of it. Bill Bixby goes on to be Hulk. Guy jumps in the ocean. Man falls from cloud, saves people. What do you guys think? Oh, any closing thoughts on the episode? Anything that we didn't bring up?
Ghost had hammer in
Yeah,
hand.
the dude that went
Yeah.
into the ocean looked like Thomas Hayden Church.
Yeah, he kind
Yes.
of did.
Wait.
Like a
Yeah.
younger version.
And the captain looked like Edward G. Robinson. He was a gangster actor back in the 30s and 40s. Same kind of look, only he had kind of a, yeah accent.
Actually,
Oh, yeah. He did kind of. This dude, yeah, I know who you're talking about, though. This is very pronounced on him.
Yeah.
actually, the guy who jumped in the ocean, you know what his last movie was?
What's that?
Sleepaway Camp.
Oh, good lord. That's awesome.
He
Oh
probably
my
found out there
God.
was the chick had a dick, and he's like, "Oh, I'm out." He jumped back in the ocean. He came out for that one movie.
Spoilers.
Went
I
down
don't know.
there,
It's a 1980
froze.
film.
then he came back up in 2023.
Felissa Rose.
He just looked at the world and said, I'm going back.
Actually, the guy who played the captain, he's in a lot of westerns. Imagine that. The guy
Oh,
from
yeah,
the
he did
60s
a
is in
ton.
a lot of
Back
westerns.
then.
I think everybody was in that way.
Well,
I mean,
that's what I'm joking about.
Jimmy
Like,
Stewart is
imagine that.
was like in so many. I didn't realize how many westerns he was in.
Yeah, his best one, Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
Yeah,
The shootist.
Winchester 73.
Is that his last? No, we're forgetting the best film he was ever in as a western. Five Goes West.
Oh, good lord.
Was he? Oh, yeah.
He played the dog.
Yeah.
Played the dog.
Jimmy Stewart was dead by that point, wasn't he?
No, he was
No.
his last film.
Oh,
He died in the 80s.
No,
really?
he died in the 90s.
Was
Holy
it the
shit.
90s? I thought it was the late 80s.
He died like right
I mean,
after
Jimmy
Five Goes
Stewart
West
looked
came
like
out.
he was like old when he was in his 30s, I think.
Oh, he died in 97 actually.
Oh, holy shit. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Shows
Yeah,
you what I
he
know.
I thought he died in the late 80s.
No, because his last film was Five Goes West. I know
Well,
that for a
revoke
fact.
my classic movie card.
I can't do that, Triv. I need someone to talk about movies with.
Apparently, I'm not the person to do it.
I guess. You never won an Oscar, I don't think so. You should have won for Harvey.
I'm sure
Or-
he got an honorary Oscar or something.
It doesn't matter what you.
Post mortem or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like Peter O'Toole. Oh, he did win an Oscar. Why did he win an Oscar? Peter O'Toole never won an Oscar, which he should have won for Lawrence of Arabia. But no. Which one did he win for? Oh, he won for the Philadelphia story. Never mind.
Oh, nice. That's a great movie.
Anyways, with that said, any closing thoughts on the episode? What you guys want to talk about?
I think I'm good. I mean, it was a solid Twilight Zone episode. It's not the first one you'd think of, but certainly it the hour was worth it.
I liked it. I enjoyed
Do
that
you guys
one.
want to know where Paste and IMDb put it?
Sure, Trev, tell us.
Paste my
Paste-
balls.
Tell us, Trev.
Paste put it at 92 and IMDb put it, hang on here.
Did you know American Tail, Thomas Dekker played Fievel in 2 made-for-TV movies?
Ah, there you go.
American
not.
Fievel. Now you know.
Where the hell?
Knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
He made me do things. Get the fuck out of here.
There's it's 105 for IMDb.
So
Right
both of them
between
are
The
100.
Arrival and I Sing the Body Electric.
They said that I Sing the Body Electric was better than this.
No, worse.
Okay.
Arrival was above it.
Above this movie? I think
Yeah.
this is better than Arrival, but that's just me.
Yeah.
32.
And on Paste, let me see here. On Paste, that's not it. Where the hell is it?
Jacob, did you know
above it was so 93 was Execution, 92 was 30 Fathom Grave, 91 was Prime Mover.
Interesting. Jacob, did you know that Fievel, the main original Fievel actor, was in Bebe's Kids? Have you seen Baby? Have you seen his fucking baby in it? Trevor, you seen Bebe's Kids?
I don't think so.
We don't die, we multiply.
Yeah.
Jacob, now that
See.
we're done with the episode, let's do that. Let's do that. Some of that narration, real sweet narration, real pasty narration.
Sweet, sweet, pasty, teasy narration. Small naval engagement. The month of April, 1963. Not to be found in any historical annals. Look for this one filed for H for haunting horny in the Twilight Zone.
I mean, he does talk about the historical anal. So
Jesus.
I mean, haunting horny anals.
Yeah.
That's what I name my new podcast, Haunting Horny Anals.
Yeah,
There
What do
you
you
go.
think? You guys want to be a part of that?
No.
haunting horny anals.
Yeah. Yes, sir. It'd be good times.
Doubt.
All right, so that's season 4, episode 2, 30 Fathom of Grave. Trev is dying, so we had to get going. Let's do the closing narrate. No, wait, no. Let's do the let's do the next segment, last segment of our podcast. Trev's got the strong arm going on there.
I got the skanky arm.
Trev, when you come on my honey,
No.
when you come on my haunting horny
No.
anal podcast, you
No.
have to be like that. You have to like
No.
my strong arm.
No.
You gotta make your
No.
arm move. Yeah.
No.
Triple H anal.
Double HA. Okay. All right. So where are we putting this?
You need to send it to us.
I did send it to you.
Twitter.
Is it?
Yeah. The Fifth Dimension Twilight Zone podcast list, the greatest ranking list ever known to man, because haunting horny anals. Or should we call it haunting horny angels? Or horny haunting angels.
Never
Horny
a good
angels
game.
haunting.
Hell of I know.
Ha ha. Horny honey. It's like a tongue twister.
Welcome to.
All right, Trev, you get to
32.
decide.
I am not starting this off. You
I am
guys do.
32.
We're not doing 32. Sorry, Jacob.
Why not?
It's
definitely better.
Why do I
than
always have to
The
start
Chance
this
to
off?
Dream.
Just because I'm
I
the fucking
started off
host.
every single bloody time.
Well, because this is your segment, Trev. This is
Oh
my
yeah,
segment.
100%. I don't want the
It-
damn segment.
Is this better than Hocus Pocus and Frisbee?
Where is that?
Yes.
58.
Doesn't matter where it is. It's better.
Is this better than another episode that's similar, Odyssey of Flight 33?
Is that the one with the dinosaur?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, isn't there one where like they see like the Bermuda Triangle, or am I thinking Quantum Leap?
They don't see the Bermuda Triangle in
You're
this
thinking of
one.
Quantum Leap. Is
Yeah.
it better than Perchance to Dream?
No.
You're not getting it up that high, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not saying put it there. I'm just asking if it's better than Perchance. to Dream.
Because Jacob is high. Because Jacob is high. He's high. Da, 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 da.
Put this fucking episode at 32
Because Jacob is
Ooh.
high.
because they were high. Because they
Da,
were
da, da,
high.
da.
Because they were high.
Da, 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 da,
Um,
da.
is this episode better than 2? Is this episode better than Shirtless Burt Lancaster?
No. Charles Bronson, you dork.
I don't know what you're talking about. Is this better than A World of Difference or A Nice Place to Visit?
I think it was better than 2.
But I'm not sure it was better than A Nice Place to Visit.
The
I know that we're
gangster
always
in
going to
hell?
run. I think
Oh,
we,
no. So now you guys want to be like, oh, it's better than this one, but oh, it's not better than that one that's
we have
higher.
this
So we
argument
got to move
every
it over
damn
there.
we have this argument every damn week. Oh, it's better than this. Oh, but it's not better than that. Oh, why is this so low?
But
Oh,
don't
why is
nobody
this
want
so
to
high?
answer if it's better
Why
than
is in
Perchance to
his
Dream.
why is in his
Nobody wants to
image
give
at
that answer.
39 as compared to 72?
Because Jacob
or
was
whatever?
high. He was.
I just asked the question. Not
Yeah.
forget numbers. Is it better than Perchance to Dream? Everybody want to dance around it.
I said no.
We're not
I
talking
said
about
no.
that.
I did answer you.
Yeah, but I feel like you just said no because you know that
What?
it's 32, and then I don't
What?
like it. If you know, you know.
You,
I
you
know.
do realize you do
No.
realize you do realize if you think this is better than in his
Did he-
image, which I
oh
think
shit,
you guys.
he froze.
No, he's back.
What a
Jacob's
dork.
like, mm-hmm. He just froze. Oh my god, my internet cable.
I was just gonna say, when is that coming?
That's what she said. When's that coming?
Basically.
This is
Oh,
better than like.
Jesus.
So, are we looking at like A Nice Place to Visit? Odyssey of Flight 33 territory.
I could go there.
Is it better than Mirror Image? What You Need? Prime Mover? Fugitive? Back there's so much blue where babies burp and flowers blue. I will go there if you
I
go
could
there
see-
too.
I could see around
Up
Odyssey of the
there, up where the man. Anyways, what were you saying, Truth?
What is happening?
I don't know. I want off this crazy train. Damn it.
Called Love?
No,
Hey, I'm
there's
quoting,
no love when it comes to me.
I'm quoting So I Married an Axe-Murderer.
Well, good for you.
Anyways, don't you like how we go off the rails sometimes?
She loves it.
I don't know.
If you gotta know.
No, I don't.
If you know, you know.
And I don't know.
You know? No?
You know, you know, but you know, don't you know? So anyways, back. So are we gonna put it like there, or is there? Let me know. I don't know. Like I legit need answers. What do you guys think?
I wouldn't put it as high as in his image. I could see around Odyssey of Flight 33, or I mean, if you want to go by the other two lists, which whatever, Prime Mover was ahead by one of these, but I don't know if that's where you guys want to pop it. This is a good episode. It was solid. I think middle of the pack feels like a decent place for it.
Yeah, we're at a point now where things are starting to kind of position themselves as kind of where they're going to end up being in the end.
Yeah, that's true.
We're only like less than 50. Are we less than 50 episodes out?
No, we're 52 episodes out.
Okay. So middle of the road. We're getting close to the middle of the road, like pretty much.
Yeah. Thoughts, Jake?
Yeah.
It was like, I don't have thoughts.
Yeah. We're getting close to the end.
Because, oh.
It's all downhill. from
Actually, we're like 2/3 of the way through with this episode. Because there's 156
Are we
episodes
still-
and we're at 104.
Of this episode, so we still have like another 2 hours to record.
No, I mean on the list, we're 2/3 of the way through the episode, or the like all of the
Series.
episodes. Yeah,
Yeah.
the series.
Where are we putting this fucking thing?
I'm asking you guys. I keep asking you guys.
I mean, I could see
Is
it
it better
going
than what?
around Odyssey of Flight 33.
Just check-
I think those two are similar. That one and this one. Not similar in
But I
story,
mean-
similar in like enjoyment and quality and all that.
Yeah.
Like what I got from that one and this one, I feel as if they would be close on a list.
Would you put this better than like What You Need?
What You Need. That's the one with the
This is when
guy
you
gets run
modeled
over
your
at the end,
yeah.
yeah, probably.
The
Nothing against
message,
What You Need.
yeah.
I just think that
Would it
this
be
one,
better mirror image?
that's the one on the bus station, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't hate that one, but I didn't love it. So yeah,
What about Mind in the Matter? Which one was Mind in the Matter again? Yeah,
It's the guy that can move stuff with his mind, and he ends up like, no, what one was that?
was that season 3?
Yeah, I think so. What about putting it right underneath a nice place to visit? Or is that too high?
Nice Place to Visit was the closer for season 1, right?
No, that was
was his
No,
one.
a nice place to
And-
visit was the what's his face, the fuck. I forget what his name. The
A World of His
gangster
Own.
Yeah, that's the closer.
Yeah, you're thinking.
Nice Place to Visit is the yeah, you said gangster.
The
The
gangster in
criminal that
hell,
goes to
yeah.
heaven, he's actually in hell.
I think
Yeah.
that episode. I think Nice Place to Visit is better than this episode, but
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm trying to remember what Mind in the Matter is.
I thought it was a guy that could was given powers to be able to do things and stuff. Like sort of a Mr. Dingle, but in a more hardcore or in a more like
Curious?
way.
Yeah, he rides empty. Yeah. He basically is able to make people disappear because it's that book. He reads a book that is called The Mind in the Matter that makes him do things.
I vaguely remember that.
So you think
To
that
put it-
episode put
maybe
between
put-
Nice Place to Visit and Mind in the Matter?
Yeah.
Sure. It's not going to 32, so I guess so.
Jacob, we'll get there one time.
This process
still
would go a
have
lot
an LZ?
smoother if you guys would just move that fucking episode.
It would, but it wouldn't be as fun.
I still think we need to go back and redo the first 10. Well, first 11, except for number 8.
Do like a remaster. I mean, remasters. The remasters all the rave right now. So
Well, and then how do you put those up against 94 others though at this point?
I think I can
We're
figure out
remastering
if
it
give me a
all.
second
We're-
to move that one.
or fuck it, we're doing it live again. Jacob just wants to be part of the whole
I don't blame him.
enchilada.
Yeah, that's it.
Has nothing to do with Perchance to Dream. It's just his
Nothing at all. I doubt
excuse,
it'll even
yeah.
move that much. Let's do it.
Number 105 or number 156. Perchance to Dream. Sir, we're only at 105. I don't care. 156. All right. So we'll put it there. So without further ado, new number 47, the 30 Fathom Grave. Right below, Nice Place to Visit. Number 1 is still Eye of the Beholder. Number 104 is The Trouble in Templeton.
Hey, you
And
forgot
the
one.
No, I didn't. And the
Yes,
next week's
you did.
episode. No, I didn't.
You
Shut
did.
up. I didn't.
Did.
No, I don't.
85.
No, I don't
85.
No.
Is
There's
the
a
piano
piano
in
in
the house.
house.
And my mic is officially broken because I've been.
Yeah.
Anybody remember that? Arsenio Hall?
Ooh, I can't do it. Ooh.
For two people that are tired, you sure are doing pretty
We're
well.
squirrely.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Anyways, with that said, the next episode. Hey, if you don't be careful, I'm gonna start going into the final countdown. Da-da-da. Or we built this city. Ooh,
Starship.
ooh, we built this
Ooh, my
city.
first
rock
copyright
and
claim
roll.
was on that song on my channel. Oh,
Nice.
Really?
Ah, memories.
I can't remember what song I used. I got copyrighted. Oh, I got copyrighted on the South Park movie song. I remember that. So, anyways, with that said, the next season is season 5. We'll talk about. No, okay. Next episode is season 4, episode 3, Valley of the Shadow, directed by Perry Lafferty. I hate to say this, but they need to start putting S's in their titles because Valley of the Shadow it doesn't sound right, or 30 Fathoms Grave. It sounds weird to me.
It's only a singular grave
only
though.
one grave. Well,
30
it's
fathoms.
grave.
Fathoms, people. Fathoms, not 30 Fathom. Anyways, Valley of the Shadow, directed once again by Perry Lafferty, written by Charles Beaumont. Stars Ed Nelson, Natalie Trundy, David Openshaw, and James Doohan.
Well, they would only put an S at the end of Fathoms if they remove the from the beginning. It would either have to be what it is, the 30 Fathom Grave, or just 30 Fathoms Grave. 30 Fathoms Grave sounds a little off to me.
But you had the D in there or the in there. You're good to
Then
go,
you have
Jacob.
the 30 Fathoms Grave. That doesn't make a lot of
Yeah.
sense. The take
It does to me. It does to me. Damn it. It does to me. Anyways, James Doohan's in the next episode, by the way.
James doing?
How's
Doing.
it doing?
Yeah.
How you, James doing?
The dilithium crystals. There be whales here. Anyways, guys, we're heading out for the time being.
The
We'll look forward to next week's episode. Hopefully, a lot more wake next time.
Nuclear whistles.
Jacob, we'll start with you we'll start with you this week. I think.
Oh, I'm
if we
not
can talk.
ready.
You always, hey, you gotta be ready. You gotta be on the spot. Do you have content coming? I don't know what to say each week. Tell us now.
Like, copy and paste last week's comments on this subject.
You're like, why does Jacob have a different shirt on?
Because
I'm working on it. Had some setbacks this last week, but not setbacks, just didn't go forward as much as I'd hoped. But yes, I'm working on it. We're getting there. We're me and the team are doing lots. It's just me. We're doing lots of stuff. Almost ready to begin production. I'm in
Yay.
pre-production at the moment. It's
Yay.
the end of pre-production.
Yay.
So you're Steve Dave, and I gotta say, tell him Steve Dave. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Anyways,
It's coming soon. I also promised some people. I have had like, I mean, it's not like, oh, I'm at 10,000, but I am getting ever closer to the 1,000 mark so I can monetize my videos. So I only need 35 more subscribers, and I gain subscribers every day for some reason. So when I get these comments, I'm telling people, yeah, new content coming soon. So
I mean, soon is relative, really.
yeah, I put that out quite a bit here recently, so I need to follow up on that promise. So yeah, new
Yeah, that's
content coming soon.
what he said, right? What he said.
Yay.
Rachel
But there's 35
Rachel
people that-
Jexy.
35 people that are not subscribed to me out there. Go subscribe. Help a brother out.
Yeah, and what's that site? Rachel Jexy.
Who?
You should change it to
Oh,
Retro Jexy.
Jake XY.
Rachel Jexy. I can't. It's a tongue twister. Retro Jexy.
Retro
So you should
Jake
change it to.
XY. Retro Jake was taken. I had to put some on the end.
Yeah,
So-
you call it Jakesy. You know, retro sexy, retro Jakesy.
Retro
Yeah.
Jake. I'm super Jakesy.
Triv, I know you actually just put out a new video. You have
I
content.
did.
Where's that content
Do I?
located? Yeah, I think.
It's located at the bottom of the ocean.
If
30
30 fathoms grave.
Yes,
Down.
that one. Yeah. As of the recording of this, I should have another new one out. Jesus Christ, Vampire Hunter. It's a fun, interesting one, so definitely come by, check it out.
I've seen that.
I got the inspiration from it from the dude that's directly to my it's Jake that gave me the inspiration to do this one. So
In the video, he's
yay.
below you. He's below you.
Is he? Okay. I hope the view is okay from up there.
Here's a story.
Oh
Of
my
Retro
god! Oh my
Jakesy.
god!
You should be like, here's a story of Retro Jakesy. I don't know what else. Anyways, what else, Triv?
That's it, really.
That's it.
Yep.
Yes. So Triv puts out more content than me and Jay combined right now. So that's
Wow.
always good.
Considering how little I put out last year, I mean.
In your review, do you mention the transitions, the amazing transitions? Of
Oh
the
yeah, I do.
Jesus!
It's the best thing about the whole movie.
Isn't it?
The ice cream is pretty amazing too.
Oh yeah, the
Jesus or God talking
Talking to-
through the ice
yeah.
cream. Yeah.
his dad. I don't know. The transitions are awesome. It's like Jesus.
I
Do
was
you know
thinking that-
do you know that they went to the Cannes Film Fest and they set up on the beach outside of Cannes. They put a crucifix up and then put a lesbian vampire on the crucifix.
That's
I thought that was amazing. It's like, oh my god.
great. Yeah, that movie's a trip. Check it out.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
There's a sequel to it as well.
But I'll
Oh,
tell you
okay.
this much, it's
Jesus
the
Christ
best
Superstar.
vampire. Yeah, it is the best vampire hunter movie starring someone of note that I've ever watched.
Better than Abraham Lincoln?
In my opinion, yes.
Oh yeah, it's.
Oh,
I
they
was
said-
not
I
impressed.
like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter
There is a
Slayer.
Attack of the Killer Refrigerator 2 in production.
Yeah, that's been in process for a while. And I mentioned it in the review.
I'll watch that. I watched it, some of it.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, Triv.
Yeah.
Anyways,
playlist.
It's okay. I can take it.
no, I will watch it. I promise.
Mm-hmm.
I will.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I have watched it. You just don't know.
Yarp.
Anyways, with that said, my content's at Movie Emporium. I'm in the middle of doing Masters of the Air right now. I put this crazy podcast up on our channel as well.
Woo!
And that's pretty much it for the moment. Like I said, I don't know. Life is weird. It
Yes, it
presents
is.
itself in weird things and weird moments, and here I am talking about haunting horny
Here I
angels.
am. Rock me like a hurricane. Yeah, 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 yeah.
As Jacob says
Woo!
that below, Trev, rock me like a. Anyways,
I mean, if you need to, I'm more than happy to help.
okay. Um,
Oh, good lord! No, no, no.
you're
I
a
think
little far off.
Yeah,
You're poking her table.
I was gonna say he's poking your arm there, Nick.
Not gonna waste.
Nah, he's not poking my arm. Anyways,
It's
we're gonna head out because everybody wants to go to bed. But Trev, Jacob, awesome as always. With that said, myself, Trev, and Jacob, we'll see you guys next time in the Twilight Zone. Peace out, motherfucker.
Nick.
Is Nick frozen?
Nick.
Nope, he moved ever so slightly.
Yay! Nick.
Sorry, I was waiting for you guys to finish your discussion. So
We finished it 5 minutes ago.
I know. I was too busy watching a video. This woman
I
claims
was
she has a
gonna
headache.
review a
people.
show, and then I got high.
Ooh.
I ate some donut holes because I was high.
Da 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 da.
Oh, I should put that at the end. It'd be funny. Anyways, I was real big on this
Now
episode.
I'm
I said-
stuck in the Twilight Zone, and I don't know why. Yeah, because I got
Why?
high. Because I got high. Because I got high.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Da 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 da.
Hey, Earth is destroyed. Oh shit. Well, no, it wasn't really the What happened?
Where'd you go? I don't know.
I don't know. Oh wait.
Yay!
Hey, I guess I hit one of the buttons that turned off my virtual camera. Anyway,
You
it wasn't
bastard!
really paranoia like that. It was more like born to be kings. We are the princes of the universe.